So today we're going to be going over 10 affordable designer fragrances that even niche snobs will love how they smell. So generally, when we're looking at niche fragrances and kind of one of the main reasons why we look towards purchasing niche fragrances is for a more unique wearing experience. And there are many other factors as well, like performance and quality and just having something exclusive and prestigious, but a lot of the time it's driven by smell first and foremost, and it's getting a product that doesn't smell like everything else. A lot of the other things that come along with that are a bonus. But of course, it depends on what you're looking for in a scent as well. You could just be wanting the best performance that money can buy, and a lot of times you will find that with some pretty expensive niche scents that are just super, super strong. That being said, there are plenty of designers out there that are strong. There are plenty of designers out there that smell unique and different. There's plenty of designer fragrances out there that have great quality as well. And today we're going to be looking over essentially those types of designer scents. If you want to stay in the affordable price range, but you want something that's going to be more unique, has great quality, great performance, and all around just offers great bang for your buck, and you want to make this hobby as stress-free as possible without spending a ton of money, this video is going to be for you. And so if I'm referencing prices in this one, it's going to be at discounters, so I will drop those links for you down below. I have a mailing list you could sign up to as well. Things like La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique have been popping up lately. Valentino Uomo Intense for a discount, and L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum, everything like that. I send those deals out to my mailing list first, so if you want to have first dibs, hop on that at the first link. Let's get things kicked off with the cheapie, a $25 scent. Frank Olivier Oud Vanille. So, as you could probably imagine the obvious here, there is some oud, there's some vanilla. But you also get some other interesting notes like caramel, some incense, even a little bit of a kind of a fruity raspberry accord off the top. This is essentially what this one is made up of, but it's putting that oud and vanilla combo first and foremost, as you would probably expect. But it's done in a really elegant way. Like I mentioned, $25 for this one. 100 ml. Great performer, great quality. Now sure, is it a niche quality oud? No, of course not. But it isn't as absurdly cheap smelling as you might expect it to be in this price range. All around offers a lot of positives for the price, and if you're just wanting a bit of a different wearing experience and you want to stand out and you want to spend as little as possible, this is one you should look into. Really, really nice. Next up, we have Robert Graham Fortitude. I believe these are going for around $60 right now on discounters. They retail for like $90 or $95. Now this one has tobacco, patchouli, and tonka bean are the only three notes that they give you, but really it's all about the tobacco here. Real nice kind of red pipe tobacco, almost this cherried pipe tobacco smell, a nice dusty tonka bean coming into play, kind of giving it a sweet body, and then some patchouli, kind of giving off a little bit of an earthiness to this one as well. Very masculine, very sweet for the fall and winter time. Upscale as well. Great quality behind this one, great performance. This fragrance, and really all of them in the line, there's also Valor and Courage. All of them are great. I think they are a little bit slept on. They just aren't your typical super big name designer brand fragrances that get talked about all the time. These go a little bit more under the radar, but they offer a ton of value for the price. And this is one you should definitely look into if you are a fan of tobacco and you want to stand out. We'll go with a vetiver scent up next. There's tons of vetiver scents over on the niche side of things, and you pay up for them. There's a Eau de Parfum vetiver, really good one that does cost you a pretty penny. And there's many more as well. There's also a lot of great designer vetivers, and even some of those can be very expensive. Another very popular one, Tom Ford Gray Vetiver, that's still going to be in the mid to upper $100 range, depending on the bottle size and the concentration, right? And so if you want to spend less and still get a fantastic product, I would look into something like XX Artisan. Now, another very obvious one, of course, would be Guerlain's Vetiver. That's, technically a niche product, but it's designer priced, right? But we all know that. Let's talk about this one a little bit. It's got bitter orange along with that vetiver, so have a sharp fruitiness off the top, and then that nice soapy, clean vetiver in the dry down. Smells fantastic. You do get some of that artisan DNA in here, which is really nice because I think the artisan DNA is fantastic. These fragrances offer great quality and value for the price. This one actually does perform a bit better than some of the other John Varvatos fragrances. Generally, their track record when it comes to performance is kind of mediocre to below average. This one's actually a bit better than what you may be used to there from, scents coming from this brand. Soapy clean, a little bit fruity, bitter off the top, smells fantastic, and it's not like any other vetiver scent out there. Next up, we have Replica by the Fireplace. So another thing that you might be looking into when it comes to niche scents is just kind of a fragrance that conveys a certain message to you, paints a certain type of picture in your head. You don't really get that from blue scents, right? And you could get those from aquatics, but now there are so many aquatics out there, designer and niche even, that it isn't the same. A lot of times when people are moving over to niche, it's to really kind of hone in on something in particular. And this kind of does that. It kind of really does smell like the name implies. It smells like burning, roasting wood, roasting marshmallows over an open fire. It's sweet, it's addicting, it's got this real nice gourmand chestnut accord, along with vanilla, tonka, and everything else like that. But seriously, could not be a more fitting name for this scent. By the Fireplace, it literally smells like that. This is perfect for the holidays. And I think it retails for like $144. Discounters have it usually for around $118, $120. Nice savings there, and a little bit more expensive than some of the others, but definitely worth it. It sure does stand out. Next up, we have Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense. So this one, of course, it's going to have amber, some lavender going on, and a ton of patchouli in here. So really, to me, it's all about the patchouli first and foremost. Amber following along, the aromatics, of course. Definitely going to be more mature, more classic, more refined, but still done in a very elegant Prada fashion. Prada is known for putting out nice, soapy, clean, wearable scents. Prada L'Homme, the original Prada Amber, is kind of in that vein as well of just smelling refined and classy. This one's much sweeter, right, as you could probably imagine by the note breakdown, but even though it has that sweetness and that depth, there's still this kind of clean and sophisticated, classy smell about it, which I think is pretty admirable. Definitely one you should look into if you want to stand out. Next up, we have Dunhill Amalfi Citrus. So this one has lemon, green tea, neroli, some other florals going on, some other citruses, all of that good stuff. This is going to be one to get you into the summer mood. Spring and summer coming up here. Great stuff. Still very similar to the Dunhill Icon bottle, just kind of a revision on it. Nice heavy cap, nice heavy bottle all around, nice presentation on these in general. Great stuff. And the quality in this kind of line here, I don't know, I guess, what do you call it? I can't even remember the collection name. Signature line or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't say on the bottle. I know there's something. It's called something. But this line here, they're a little bit more expensive than like the original Dunhill Icon, around $60. The original's around $30. You can kind of see that bump in quality, just the improvement in terms of how much more unique and how much more character these have. And so I think it definitely is worth the step up if you're wanting to get a product that is a little bit more standout. We'll go back down to the affordable side here. This one is right around $27 to $30, depending on if you get tester or full presentation. Testers do come with a cap. Personally, I think it's the way to go. It's Rocus L'Homme. Kind of matches my sweatshirt here a little bit, which is pretty cool. Maybe, maybe not. Lighting doesn't really show it very well, but nice deep blue bottle on this one. It's got pineapple, juniper berries, and there's kind of a little bit of a patchouli accord in here as well, although not nearly as strong as something like Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense. Good dose of aromatics in here as well, some lavender, that sort of thing going on. Pretty standard. Kind of smells a little bit like Dolce & Gabbana K, but better, much more refined. And also, this isn't really a blue scent. You might think so when you look at the bottle, and maybe you don't check out the notes, or maybe you don't smell it, you're just making assumptions based off of how it looks. It's not that. But I do think this was kind of the brand's approach at just making a super versatile scent that's very mass pleasing, and I think they accomplished that here. Instead of going the heavy ambroxan direction with all the aquatic notes as well and everything. Typical blue fragrance fashion. They kind of did it differently here, and I think they definitely killed it, especially for the price. This next one's actually really affordable as well. $30, maybe even a bit less. I can't remember for sure. ADDICTIVE. Okay. So this one has basil, rum, clary sage, and lavender aromatics mixed with boozy accords. Sounds pretty good to me. This is fantastic. When I first got this one in, I didn't have high expectations at all. The price coupled with the note breakdown, which does look a little bit strange, I just wasn't excited about it. But I love it. And you know what? Believe it or not, it is true. It actually does smell a little bit like Kilian Straight to Heaven, which is one of my personal favorite niche fragrances ever. It's one of my favorite from the brand by Kilian, one of my favorites, period. I've got all versions. I've got the original, I have the extreme, I have the Oud and Musk special blend. I really had to do a lot of digging to find those last two. Very hard to get. Love it. Okay, big fan. Now this is definitely not spot on to that. It's fresher, it's more aromatic, but the rum accord in here mixing with the type of woods that they have going on does kind of nod over to that Straight to Heaven smell a little bit, but it's fresher, it's easier to pull off, and it's significantly cheaper. This stuff is amazing, and as soon as I got it in and I smelled it, I made that connection pretty quickly, and then I was hooked on it. Second to last, we have Dolce & Gabbana The One Luminous Night, which is one of their exclusive editions. This one is a little bit elusive, okay? I don't know really why, because Royal Night, Mysterious Night, those are super easy to get on discounters now. They've really stabilized. But this one, ever since it first came out, it's been tough. So it's one of those deals where you got to catch it at the right time. It comes in stock more often than you may think, actually, and every time it does, I do send an email out and I post on my community tab. So again, gives you another reason to sign up to that list. So trust me, as soon as it comes in stock, I'll send something out. And if you're around on your computer or phone at that time and you hit the email, you'll be able to get one for yourself. And I recommend you do so. This is one of those ones where it sells so fast, people are wanting it so much that if you blind bought this and you didn't like it, you would not have any trouble getting rid of it, probably for the same price you paid for it. Maybe even break completely even, including shipping. Maybe even make a couple bucks on top, right? Because people want this stuff. It's a great blind buy because of that reason alone. If this was super easy to get, then at that point you would have more trouble getting your money back and the blind buy would become more risky. So it does have dates in here, some amber, that sort of thing, a lot of sandalwood. So still Dolce & Gabbana The One Inspire doesn't have all that tobacco though, but it's going to be more resinous, a little bit, actually a little bit more smoky, more sweet in a different way. It is different, guys, but it is worth checking out. And if you clicked on this video, it's because you want to smell different. This will have you smelling different. Easily one of my favorite flankers in the line. I think the hype is real. If you're after something unique, this is it. If you can get your hands on one, I recommend you do so. We'll end this video with one that's also getting hard to find, not because it's just exclusive, but I think it might be discontinued, but it's another one of those deals where it pops up often on discounters, so it's not completely impossible to get yet. As soon as it gets to the point where it's very hard to get, I won't feature it anymore, but there's still time, there's still hope. Hugo Boss The Scent Absolute, Manica Fruit, there's some vetiver in here, all of that good stuff. Tonka bean, I love it. I think it smells amazing. That Manica Fruit really sets it off. That's what this line, of course, is known for, and so I think if you could get any of these, you should. The new Magnetic has that bran and kind of boozy vanilla accord. That smells beautiful. Great stuff. It's not fully launched. A little bit hard to get right now. This is one that I would recommend you pick up and check out if you're into the line and you want a nice collector's piece. And you will also smell different than everyone else around you because most people out there aren't going to be digging these all that much in terms of wearers. Like us guys, when we go into stores and smell things, this isn't going to be the first thought for a lot of guys out there who aren't into the community, but because you are and you want to stand out, this will do it for you. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.